Welcome to the Loveland Report and the Loan Arranger Show. I am Cleve, Loveland, alongside Bruce Woodburn, the Loan Arranger, bringing you all of your real estate news every Saturday. What's going on in the real estate market? Where are the interest rates at? How do you sell a house in this crazy market? How do you get multiple offers? How do you stage your home to get multiple offers? How do you make sure when you're a buyer, your offer gets accepted? And what to do? What does Fast Track mean? What's our Cash Plus program mean?
You have a lot of questions.
I do. Well, people can email those to us, and they can give us a call at the office at 407-352-8118. What's your office number, Bruce?
407-250-9144 for the Loan Arranger.
And I want to jump into some numbers real quick here. It's funny because around the country, when they, you got to realize clickbait, headline, eyeball grabbers, they want to say something bad about real estate. And the bad news right now is some sellers are having to reduce their price.
Oh my gosh, you're kidding me.
Well, what it is people are getting very exuberant about where they price the homes.
That's not greed. That's just exuberance.
Yeah, they're getting bad advice. They're being too greedy. They're thinking, oh wow, if I hit a home run on this, I can change my lifestyle. That's rare. Buyers are smart. They've got more information in their smartphone than they ever had about what your neighbors just sold for, and they'll give you a good price. But it's something where you can't go way above what things are appraising for.
No.
Your neighbors are selling for $700,000. You can't go $1.2 million. And
so
I'm actually seeing that happen.
Here's how I interpret that bad news that you just gave us. That's great news.
It is.
Because here's look, the buyers have been at such a disadvantage. Well, and when I say a disadvantage, they're paying premium, okay? They're paying premium for today that won't be premium tomorrow. Mm-hmm. But it's giving them an opportunity to get back in the game. The sellers are still in control. It's still a seller's market.
Yep.
But it's leaning back toward buyers. And
literally, we could do 1/4 the sales we're doing now, and inventory could almost triple. Actually, it could triple, and we'd still be in a seller's market, which is a 6-month supply. Right now, we've got like a 3-week supply of homes for sale. Yep. And but what I'm seeing when I sell, we're listing one this week for $350,000, the Williamsburg area, right by SeaWorld. Great little house, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,200 square feet for $350,000, redone. Well, you know what all the neighbors are at?
How much?
There's actually five active listings around that home, and I'm like, whoa, that's a lot. And I look at the prices; they're all $399. Well, so it's getting bad pricing advice, bad marketing strategy, and they'll be on the market for a while and have to adjust their pricing.
I'm not seeing as many of these appraisal contingencies being removed and escalation clauses and removing all inspections. I know you hear these commercials on TV, even on this station, that they really promote that. But at the end of the day, you know what? You're going to get what a buyer's willing to pay you for it.
Yeah.
And that's what determines. A realtor doesn't determine your price of your house. The market determines the price of the house.
Yep.
So look, if you want a great real estate agent that's going to give you an honest price and help you negotiate the best possible transaction for you and your family, then call Cleve Loveland at Loveland Properties. He can be reached at 407-352-8118. Cleve, what else is going on other than monkeypox? What else is happening out there right now?
I don't even know what that is.
I don't even know
that. I don't even have time for it. I've got too much going on getting people ready for this summer selling season, because we do sell a few more homes. Kids are out of school. People are moving around. They'd rather move now than when the kids are in school, even though it's proven that when you pull the kids out during the middle of school, they're less distracted.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, their minds are occupied during the school. Oh my gosh, we got to move. Takes a week. Boom, they're back in school. There's no fuss, no muss.
That's correct.
So anyway, but right now it's a little bit busier, and we're not like up north where they've got 6 feet of snow during the winter and they can't sell for 3 months out of the year. Our sales pick up by about 10 to 20%, and what I'm looking for is inventory to climb, which is nice because we've got some people. I think we've got some people, a segment of the population, kind of stuck in their house. I can help you with this. How do you sell and buy again? And what I'm doing is getting people a contract that lets them stay after closing.
Right.
They get to stay after closing, and effectively get 2 to 3 months to shop for a house, and they'll have their cash in their hand. You can get them fast tracked, and then as long as I let realtors know that up front, most buyers are okay with that if they've got their house. They know I've got it. Okay, I'm over. I don't have to worry about paying a higher price or a higher interest rate. I'm closing on it. The seller can stay a couple weeks and then go shop for their other home at their leisure.
Absolutely. Or we can use my Cash Plus program where I'll go in and back your offer up with cash. Even if you don't go through with the transaction, I'll still pay cash for the property.
Yep.
I can do that for you.
Yep. So there's all these things out there. What's really important is that you get your offer fast-tracked
That's right.
And your offer will go to the top of the pile. Then you make a reasonable offer. You know, a house has been on the market for 6 weeks at $499, hasn't sold. I don't think your offer.
There may be some negotiation.
I was going to say it doesn't have, your offer doesn't need to be $510. If the seller expects that, or the realtor tells you that, the other listing agent tells you that, they're probably not that. They haven't been in the business for very long. But, you know, something like that, you might go in a couple % lower than that, or ask for closing costs on something like that. But you've got to, that's what's important about having a good buyer's agent. You know, I've got an agent right now. It's funny because this house sold. I talked to this guy a month ago on a house, and he said he's going to put an offer together for me. And he called me when he saw the house go pending. He goes, I said, I told you I had an offer coming. I said, you told me that a month ago. Where have you been? Did you enlist in the Army? What's going on? So you've got to have a very, somebody on my team will be shopping for you, in contact. My agents are full-time realtors. I'm in the business 6-7 days a week. I rarely take time off until my wife will smack the phone out of my hand at 7 o'clock at night. But it's important that you have a good professional team representing you to sell your house, work through this process. You know, Bruce, people move every 5 to 10 years. And you and I do this 20, 30 times a month, helping people do this. They do it once every 5 to 10 years.
But you know what? We have not become desensitized to the needs and the concerns of our clients.
Yep.
And I think that a lot of people that have been in the same business, they get that doctor mentality where they're desensitized to everybody's issues. You go, oh, well, that's just the way that it's supposed to be. But you and I look at that, and we help walk those clients through. I feel like I'm a psychiatrist sometimes, walking people through the anxiety
and helping. Yeah, because there's a lot of things they worry about. Like, wait a minute, call my mover. All right, you're moving. I got lunch coming for you on moving day. We've got a cleaning lady coming, so you don't have to worry about that. You can get settled in the new home. Go get the pets out of the doggy daycare. All these things that come up, we help people with that. But I think in this market, Bruce, we're still going to be looking at tight inventory, because despite the national headlines you might see about housing, oh my gosh, it's going to stop growing. Central Florida and Florida, I think prices will keep going up.
I know they will.
We're a very nice, desirable location. I think COVID amplified that, and people know that now. Just had somebody raving about coming out of New York, selling their house for $999, bought a nicer home here for $600,
right? And
just amazed at the weather.
So I believe our prices will start to really continue to escalate. Maybe not at the 20% or 23%, but even if we went at 10% over a next 5 years,
normal growth is about 3 to 4%.
That's correct.
Yeah,
but I still think we're going to far exceed 3 to 4%.
Oh yeah, for the next couple of years.
Yeah. I don't see any slowdown. And here's the thing: people ask me all the time, Cleve. Do you think it's just too late, or are we hitting a bubble, or are we going to see a big pullback in real estate? You can't have the price of real estate come down when it costs more to build the house.
Yep.
And when you're dealing with inflation or hyperinflation, there's no possible way to build our home cheaper. And the builders have got people lined up to buy the homes. They're literally lined up. They cannot produce enough homes to fill the need of the market. So I don't believe that we're in for any type of...
Where are we at on rates, Bruce? Are we still in the 5s?
We're still in the 5s. I mean, investors are in the 6s. Uh-huh. I've even seen now one investor I did that was in the 7s. So, I mean, you're going to be seeing the 7s. We just had a 0.5 point increase in Fed rate. Mm-hmm. Fed's already told us they're going to do another one.
Yeah.
Probably 2 or 3 more at least. But they are so up against the wall with inflation right now. Our administration doesn't really know what to do with this.
They don't.
They really don't have a game
shouldn't
plan.
Rates have been risen just a little bit years ago?
They should have been. Absolutely. Yeah. We should have been inching it
COVID,
up.
Yeah. So, but it's either way, that interest rate, there's still good rates to buy a home because it's cheaper than the alternative. If you're a renter, you're not going to get rich. I don't care how much Bitcoin you try and buy. You need to have a house.
I agree with that. Matter of fact, here's how enthusiastic I am. Okay, I don't like higher interest rates any more than anybody else. Nobody likes to pay more for something. I don't like to fill up my gas. I yell at Biden every time I fill my gas up. I literally scream out loud when I do that. And I say some profanities that I probably shouldn't say, but I do it because it makes me feel better. And I promised myself after I turned 60 that I was just going to say what was on my mind and just let the chips fall where they may. Yeah. But regardless, there's no plan for it. But here's the thing. I went out and I told you in the last 30 days, I've bought 2 more properties. I actually looked at another one on the weekend. I am buying real estate right now.
Yep.
Now, why do you think somebody that proclaims to be an expert in the industry is buying real estate right now? Why do you think
it's going to keep going up?
It's going to keep going up.
And the price range you're buying in, I believe, below that 300 mark, which is very, very hard to find.
Very hard to find.
I've got a couple listings like that coming up. If you'd like to hear about those, call me at 407-352-8118. That price point, everybody wants it. And that's the price point that's seen, while the rest of the market on average is seeing, 15, 20% appreciation. That price point's seen 20 to 30% depending on where it's at.
Yeah. So I'm looking at properties. I've paid under $300,000. I'm looking at these are investment properties for me. But here's the thing. I also paid less than full price and I got seller concessions. So don't tell me it can't be done. It can be done.
Yeah.
You just need an expert to negotiate for you. And that's what I am. I'm an expert. I will share those techniques with you. Cleve will share them with you. All you have to do is hire him. If you'd like to hire me for your mortgage, I think you'd be making the best mortgage decision of your life. And I am available to help you, each and every one of you, and it will be an honor. You'll get great service. You get return phone calls. I actually have a receptionist that answers calls. You don't go to Mumbai or you don't go to Pakistan or India. If you call me, you go right to Winter Park, Florida. Okay. Believe me, I have human beings that answer the phone in this country.
Yep.
And you're going to actually speak with me and I'm going to help you structure your transaction. Where can you get that anywhere else? 33 years of expertise in this business. I'm one of the top producers, not only in Central Florida, but in the country. I don't say that to brag. I just say that because you want to deal with an expert. You don't want to go to the first time somebody did heart surgery and have heart surgery. You want an expert. You can reach me at 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144. Or you can go directly to my website at webringyouhome.com. And when we come back, we got about another 2 minutes, but when we come back from the break, I want to talk about Hometown Heroes. All of you out there listening are probably aware of Hometown Heroes, which is a new down payment assistance program that the state of Florida has come out with. And we're going to be helping a lot of folks be able to get some government money, some government cheese.
Okay, good.
All right. And I'm going to show you how to do that. But you must write this phone number down. You have to go to your phone and type it in right now, 407-250-9144. And I'm going to be teaching a class on this, but I only have room for 40 people. It'll be $20 a head to get in. And that's going to be on July 20th from 6 to 7:30 at Miller's Ale House in Winter Park, Florida on Lee Road in 1792.
All right. For Loveland Properties, call 407-352-8118. We're coming up against a break. I've got news on how the summer housing market will be. I've got talks of major, large-scale, $0, no commission company going out of business. Imagine that.
I wonder why.
That. I've got some listings coming up. Got all kinds of all your news, all your real estate news. Got to talk about how rents are skyrocketing. Good news if you're a landlord.
Oh, they're
Bad
speaking about
rent
control now. I don't believe that's going to
They'll always
pass.
try that in Central Florida. It ain't going to work. But thank goodness for DeSantis. But we've got all kinds of real estate news. Thanks for tuning in. I am Cleve Loveland. You can call me at 407-352-8118.
And if you want to learn how to get rent control, I can help you with that. It's called a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. That's rent control.
Yeah.
It stops everything, and your payments are consistent. They never change. All you have to do is pick up the phone, call the LoanArranger, 407-250-9144, or apply online right now at webringyouhome.com. When we come back, I want to talk a little bit more about Hometown Heroes, what's going on in the market. Cleve, you got to have some listings you want to share with us?
Got a couple listings, yeah.
Right, so when we come back from this next break, we'll talk about what's going on and how to get your hands on one of Cleve's juicy listings. We'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Loveland Report and the LoanArranger Radio Show.
And we are back on the Loveland Report, the LoanArranger Show, bringing you all of your real estate news as I've been doing for over 26 years, the longest running real estate radio show
in the history of the world.
I think in the universe. I think
in
so.
the universe.
So I've got some listings real quick, Bruce. I've got commercial land in Cocoa on US 1, $275,000 for 1.6 acres. zone commercial, right on US 1. So you got a good traffic count there. I've got.
Is it vacant?
It is vacant land, and you can build a commercial. It'd be great for any kind of commercial building there. And then I've got a house in Anthem Park, great planned community in St. Cloud, 5 bedrooms, 4 baths at 4,000 square feet for $580,000. Now that's only $145 a square foot. Brand new construction is going to cost you about $180 a square foot. And then I've got lakefront on the Sand Lake chain for $1.65 million.
That's a nice house
with a pool. Just adjusted the price on that. And $1.65 million, 5 bedrooms, 5 baths, plus a den, plus a study, with a pool, dock, boat lift. Looking at the iDrive skyline, you've got SeaWorld fireworks out the back door. You've got Universal fireworks north of you, and you got Disney fireworks off your front second store balcony. 3-car garage. Yes, I like that. $1.65 million for that. And then also I've got some homes. We were talking about that great price point. Anything below $300 right now will probably be $450 in 3 years. I've got one in St. Cloud for $300,000, great starter home. I've got one in Williamsburg for $350,000, great starter home. I've got 2 acres with a manufactured home in Montverde, 2.5 acres for $250,000. So I don't know. That's the wrong button, Bruce. Your production skills. Don't quit your day job. Stay in mortgages. Your radio production skills are questionable. But all these listings, if you need somebody to help you hunt for something, I have people calling me all the time, Bruce, saying, I put in 7 offers on something. I can't find anything. I've been looking for a year. You've got the wrong person helping you. Call us at Loveland Properties, 407-352-8118.
And if you need any help with any of those transactions, you want to buy one, you want to buy them all, you can buy them all from Cleve. He'll help you with that.
That Montverde probably be USDA, right? No money down?
It probably could be USDA. I'll look up that property. As a matter of fact, that's a good idea. But that property on the lake in Sand Lake, that is amazing. There's a lot of opportunity right now. And if you need any help with any of those, I can help you with all of them, with the exception of the commercial property. I do every type of mortgage you can think of. The only ones I don't do are commercial and land loans, but I can even guide you in the right direction for that. All you have to do is pick up the phone or text me at 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144, or webringyouhome.com for the Loan Arranger, and we will get you all fixed up and get you qualified for your mortgage so you can have a successful and smooth closing. Now, Cleve, you and I talk about Fast Track because Fast Track is a fully underwritten loan before you're in contract, so you can position yourself just like a cash buyer. I love that program because transactions don't fall apart. They close fast because the loan's done in advance. Most mortgage companies, they pre-qualify you. You go out shopping, then they order appraisals and all the services. Then they put the loan in front of an underwriter after everything comes back. Isn't that a little late? I think that's a little late.
It is, and that's what causes the problems with transactions. That's why you see houses come back on the market, and I see that and know exactly why. And my closer, my transaction coordinator who babysits all my transactions, she knows that if she doesn't get, she sends 2 emails and gets no reply from the other mortgage company, there's something wrong.
Of course.
So then we start calling and emailing the boss, and then I get on the phone if I have to, which is rare. But that's why when people have bad news, they don't want to deliver it. That's what you and I get.
I'm going to talk about bad news when we come back that a client just experienced. I just got off the phone with them, and I'm fixing the problem right now, and I'm going to show you why you should deal with a professional that knows what they're doing when it comes to handling your financing, because you get lip service from a lot of these big banks. We'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Loveland Report and the Loan Arranger radio show. Don't forget to write Cleve's phone number down. He can be reached at 407-352-8118 or lovelandreport.com, or the Loan Arranger at 407-250-9144. You can call or text that number, 407-250-9144. Or you can go directly to webringyouhome.com. We got to get rid of that toilet flushing over there. We'll be back in 5 minutes.
Welcome back to the Loveland Report and the Loan Arranger Show. I am Cleve Loveland, Central Florida's voice of real estate. You look up and down your street, I've probably sold one of those homes, helped somebody buy it, or helped somebody manage it as investment property. I want to talk about investment property in a little bit, but Bruce, alongside Bruce Woodburn, the Loan Arranger, Bruce, adjustable rates. Are they here yet?
Well, they're here. I'm not really pushing adjustable rates just yet. Okay. When we start hitting 7.5%, I'll be pushing more adjustable rates. Look I know a lot of folks out there seem to have forgotten what happened back the last time adjustable rates got into flavor. The fact of the matter is, whether you get an adjustable rate or a fixed rate, even though that adjustable rate may be a little bit lower than the fixed rate, I don't find that they're low enough. Now, you may say, why aren't they low enough? Well, if an adjustable rate isn't at least 1% lower than the prevailing fixed rate, then don't do it.
It's not worth the risk.
It's not worth the risk, and they're not there right now. The reason they're not there is there's no pooling of them in the secondary market. So in other words, if there's not enough companies buying them as mortgage-backed securities, then the
rates aren't good enough. Yeah.
The rates aren't good enough. So I don't do it until I start to see that there's more of a flavor.
And when we say adjustable rates, we're talking like a 5-1 that's locked for, like, you're going to be moving in 5 years.
Yeah, but you know what? Yes, a 5-1 would be fixed for 5 years,
7-1,
then it adjusts every year after that.
Yep.
Right. But I'm looking at them. I'm watching them every day. I'm just not really doing anything with them at this point because there's no flavor for me. I don't like interest rates going up any more than anybody else does. But for every $300,000 that an interest rate goes up by 1%, costs you about $190.
Yeah.
Okay, $190 more a month. I would rather take the $190 risk than them adjusting and going up instead of down at the end of 5 years.
Well, all those sucker option arms that were back in 04, 5, and 6, they don't exist. But like they started in the 4s and 5s, and they were awesome.
I actually like
they went
the
to 8
arms.
They went to 8 or 9%. Yeah, I've actually got 2 option arms on 2 of my rental properties.
I'm going to tell you something. They made them illegal because what was happening is people
the predatory lending. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't necessarily the predatory lending. What it was is that they knocked out the hybrid arm when they knocked out the predatory lending. So they felt that this was predatory lending, but what happened was people didn't know how to use the interest-only option. So they would pay less than interest-only, and they'd wonder why their balance went negative and started going up instead of down.
And that's not possible anymore.
You can't do neg-am arms anymore, even though they still exist on my
old
tests.
option arm. In fact, it's literally 18. Where's it at? It's 18 years old on one of my rentals. It started out, I had that option. I had the 15-year payment, the interest-only payment, and the 30-year payment. And what's funny now is like that disappeared about 10 years ago. That disappeared off the statement. I just have a set 30-year payment.
Right.
So.
So you don't even have an interest.
The option went away, and I guess it's been sold because that was an old American Home Mortgage.
Right.
It was an old product from a bank that's gone now.
Right.
So anyway,
most of those banks went. Yep. So listen, we got a lot of things to cover today. First of all, did you have some more news you want to cover before I get into some events that I'm doing?
Talk about your events. I do want to talk about what's going on in new construction after that.
Okay, so right now I'm starting to see a little bit more ease up on the market when it comes to the first-time home buyer. Okay, you guys have been priced out of the market. Your interest rates are going up like crazy, but housing prices continue to go up. Heck, they went up from March to April about $24,000 in Central Florida alone. That's a $300 a month increase in your payment. But if the interest rate goes up 1%, it's about $200 a month, $190 a month. The problem is when the house goes up $50,000 and the interest rate goes up 1%, then you're $510 a month more for the exact same home. Now, you want to talk rent control? Here's rent control. It's called a 30-year fixed rate mortgage.
Exactly.
Buy a home, you have rent control. That when I hear people screaming and yelling about rent control, that's like telling your investment banker, hey, I don't want you to pay me over 5% interest on my money. I want you to keep it at 5. I don't want the 20% interest that you were going to pay me. Don't do that. You are allowed to make as much money as you can based on the investments that you make. That's the way the free market works. But you have to be in the game to play the game. And the game is own real estate and you'll make money. Now, I'm going to be doing an event that's going to be featuring Hometown Heroes, which is a new state of Florida down payment assistance program that's available for 81 different occupations like police, firemen, teachers, educators of any sort. I mean, it runs the gamut. You can get up to $25,000 in income, and it's more flexible guidelines than some of the down payment assistance programs. Now, it's a non-forgivable silent second mortgage. So it does exist, and you will have to pay it back. So there is some pros and some cons to it, but mostly pros. If you want to know about that, I have limited seats available, but I will be doing a live seminar on July the 20th from 6 to 7:30 at Miller's Ale House in Winter Park. $20 a head to get in. Go to webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com and register right away. This will fill up within a week, I can guarantee you. And then I'll have to push it out to probably August to the next one. And then if you are interested in my construction perm program, whether you are a real estate agent, you're a builder, or you want to buy land and build on it, or you own land and want to build on it, I'm going to show you how construction perm lending works and how to take advantage of it and build your own home on your own lot the way you want it. So if you want to learn about that class I'm going to be doing, it'll be a lunch event, and it's going to be at, and that doesn't mean I'm serving you lunch. There will be food and drinks available, but you will be able to attend that one from 11:30 to 1 at Outback Steakhouse in Claremont. Realtors, it's a must. You got to go. Builders, if you're building 5 to 50 homes, you should go to this class. If you want to build, you should go to this class. And that will be $20 a head to get in on that. Register at webringyouhome.com and I'll get you into those classes. A lot of stuff to learn, a lot of ways to make money.
And Bruce, I want to talk about new construction. Right now, what's funny is, you hear some negative headlines about people having to drop their prices around the country, and 20% of all sellers dropped their prices last month. That's astronomical compared to 2 years ago. Doesn't mean anything. The builders have no homes. The builders have waiting lists, and they're 6 to 12 months. They used to say when they were building a home, it'd be 4 to 5 months.
Right.
4 to 6 months.
4 to 6 months.
And now they're 6 to 12 because they don't know about supply issues.
Correct.
But they've gotten it under control where they build them as they can, and when they get to a certain point, they pretty much know, all right, we're within 4 months of being done. Let's sell this now. So
that's correct.
They kind of sell the homes later.
They can manage their price
They incubate
too.
them a little longer, and they can manage their prices.
Well, they
better.
have to, because previously you wouldn't start building. You wouldn't put the house on. You would put the house on the market before you ever broke ground, and you would sell it for that price.
Yep.
But what was happening is the builders' prices were changing before they even broke ground.
Yeah.
So now they wait till they got windows in at least.
They're about halfway through, yeah.
Then even about 2/3 of the way through. Then they'll price the house.
But with them having oodles of people waiting on new homes, and just about anywhere you drive in Orlando, you see new construction, you'll see something cleared. I saw a parcel, didn't even recognize it, especially like these infill projects. You're inside the metro area, and all of a sudden you see 5 acres that somebody had, and it's being cleared, and there's a road going in.
I love infill projects.
Yeah, for 25 homes. And those homes are going to start in the 6s and 7s.
Yep. Well, and that's why I'm telling everybody to buy, man. You can buy, if you buy a house for $350, $400 right now, you're going to get $600 for it by 2026.
Speaking of new construction, I got one of the hottest neighborhoods coming up in Oakland, edge of Winter Garden, on Lake Apopka, starting in the 6s. There'll be lakefront homes, I'm sure, up over $1 million on that. If you want to get in on this, give me a call at 407-352-8118.
Yep, and if you'd like financing on those, you call me at 407-35. I'm going to give out your number, 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144 for the Loan Arranger CrossCountry Mortgage. 33 years in the business, helping over 10,000 people.
And Bruce, one thing I mentioned earlier about one of the big companies that says, "Oh, we'll sell your home for no money." Another one going out of business, failed miserably. They were on the radio. You'd recognize the name. You'd recognize it. I don't want to bother. It's not even worth giving them the airtime. But it's funny. They think they can analyze home buying with AI, and they have all these algorithms about what happens. But what do you do when the wife is crying because she's 6 months pregnant, she's got hormones flying? The house is a mess because they're packed up and ready to move. The new home, all of a sudden we hear, didn't appraise, or there's an inspection issue, and you've got a hysterical seller on one line, somebody saying, cancel the deal, cancel the deal. There's no algorithm for that.
No, there isn't.
That's where a good realtor, experienced negotiator is going to step in, and that's why it works. It's why I've got a job, and it's why you can't just buy. Actually, there probably is a book, Real Estate for Dummies, but you can buy that book, but it's not going to get you the experience that somebody like you or me has in getting things done and talking people through the ups and downs of a transaction.
Well, you know what? I think that really does hit it in a nutshell, Cleve. You and I have a very hands-on approach to our business. And I think that people think that, buying you see these Carvana things where you can buy a car and we can eliminate the car dealership.
They're going broke.
Are
Carvana,
they?
Yeah.
Are they going
Carvana's going out? Well, there's 50 online car wholesalers. So
right.
if your business,
I didn't know that. Okay.
If your business practices aren't right, you're not going to make it.
But my point is that buying a home is a far more an emotional attachment if you're buying a primary residence.
Getting married or having a baby.
And there's a lot of moving parts to it. I mean, and listen, you're trying to qualify for mortgage. Mortgages have prudent underwriting, so everything's got to be documented. And I'm going to tell you something. You need somebody that cares enough to walk you through the process. I just got off the phone with a client just before you walked into the studio. She was pre-approved by Bank of something. It's called a country. Mm-hmm. I think it's the one we live in. Okay. Yep. And fully pre-approved, made an offer accepted. Okay. Now the closing is in 2 weeks. They just sent her. She says, the guy calls me up and goes, "Hey, it's Billy Bob. And by the way, your loan's denied now. And sorry, we can't do it. See you later. Bye." And I'm like, "Well, what did he tell you? What did he?" She goes, something about my pay stub. I don't know. And so I pulled up the file. I had her apply. I went through it. I'm like, well, you got a couple issues. Your debt ratios are a little high. Uh-huh. Okay. And the pay stub issues, she works for a mom and pop business and they don't do traditional pay stubs. You can navigate through that. Yeah. You just have to know how to do that.
Oh my gosh.
Right. So they denied her. And she's like hysterical.
But our number one basic need is shelter.
Right.
And they panicked her saying she's going to have no shelter. And then just hung up and said goodbye.
Look, if there's bad news that I have to pass on to a client because something happened, I'm going to do it head on.
Well, that's what you and I do with bad news on a credit report, bad news on an appraisal, bad news on an inspection report, all these things. You and I, it's not bad news.
It's information.
It's a problem we need to solve.
It's a problem that we can solve. And you know what? Most of the time you can solve these problems. They really are. You just have to stop and step back and think it through. But that's what takes experience. And I've got people that work on my team and that come to me and they're like, "I got my mortgage license. I want to be a mortgage loan officer." I'm like, "Well, that's going to take me 3 years to train you to be a good one." Now, they're like, "That's impossible. I should be able to do it in 3 months." I will tell you right now, if the loan officer that you're talking to doesn't have 3 to 5 years experience, they don't know what they're doing. That is a fact. It takes a long time to really navigate this business. So hire a professional like me.
You and I speaking to those people and speaking to agents that are inexperienced, when I get an offer, now it's my job. I will help agents all day long when they send me an offer, and I can ask them a couple pointed questions about, "Hey, is this your loan rep? Have you talked to them about getting this closed?" I mean, they're asking for 8 weeks on a closing. I don't do that. We need to close in 4 or 5. Have they put all their documents in? And I get silence on the phone or I hear heavy breathing. I'm like, "Let me help you with this." And it's my job because even though I'm working for my sellers, when I have 20 offers come in,
we want the whole thing to come together.
I talk to each of those agents. I'll tell them what they need to do to improve their offer. Of the ones that answer their phone or call me back, I'll get calls weeks later of somebody in tears.
That's what you get when you hire Cleve, the professional. He can be reached at 407-352-8118.
How much time we got, Bruce?
We got about a minute. We got 407-352-8118. If you'd like to talk to the Loan Arranger, you can reach him, Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage. Don't call any CrossCountry. Call the Loan Arranger, 407-250-9144 or webringyouhome.com. What you got? You got about
I got one thing about marketing renovated properties. What I do, I've got a 50-point checklist. You want to know what to do to your property. I'm spending about 1 to 2% of the price to get ready. And that's if you've taken good care of it. If it needs a bunch of work, we might go a little higher. But I hate when I see people, I come in and go, "Oh, somebody told me I need to do all new travertine floors." No, you don't need to do that in this market. Call me for my 50-point free staging checklist or go to lovelandreport.com. Phone number is 407-352-8118.
Yep, or the Loan Arranger, CrossCountry Mortgage, 407-250-9144. We'll be right back.
And we are back for the final segment of the Loveland Report and the Loan Arranger Show. I am Cleve Loveland, Central Florida's voice of real estate, alongside the Loan Arranger. His first mortgage, he chiseled it out in stone tablets right next to Moses. And we are getting.
I sold that property, you know.
Did you get good money for it?
I got
in the promised land, right?
Yep, in the promised land.
All right, but thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. And all your real estate news is always here. You can tune in here to find out what's going on in this market.
No fake news. We tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly.
We'll decipher the headlines for you, tell if that's a national trend, a Florida trend, a Central Florida trend. We tell you what's going on, and then call us. We'll help you with your personal situation, because that's why we have jobs, to interpret your personal real estate situation, find you the right time, the right things to do, the right way to structure a mortgage, when to do it, how to clean up your credit report to get a better rate. Instead of getting 6%, Bruce might be able to get you 4.99.
You never know.
But that's why you've got to talk to a professional, have a professional in your corner. Bruce, I'm fast-tracked and waiting to perch on. I'm perched and waiting on a property.
What's taking you so long?
I'm like a chicken hawk up on the power line, just watching, and I'm looking for it. I'll come across these good deals. I think anything right now in Central Florida below 350, it's going to be $4.99 in 3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
But if you want to call me, it's 407-352-8118. or lovelandreport.com.
Yep, or for the Loan Arranger, CrossCountry Mortgage, the best mortgage company with the best service, the best interest rates, and the best terms. That is my guarantee to you. And you get personal service here. You get a human being from United States of America that will answer your call and answer your questions. You're not going to be shipped over to Mumbai or to Pakistan for your phone call. All you got to do is pick up the phone and call or text 407-250-9144 or go directly to my website and apply online. It's super easy at webringyouhome.com.
And also, Bruce, I want to talk real quick in this last segment about rents skyrocketing. So if you're a landlord, we manage a bunch of properties at Loveland Properties. I will help you maximize your rental income. And I hate it when people bring me a property. Oh, I've got great tenants. They've been there 7 years. They're paying me $900 a month. Well, when you should be $2,300 a month, that's not good financial. Doesn't make financial sense. I will help you with your investment properties, managing them, maximizing them, tell you when it's time to sell them, when it's time to buy another one. We help people with that all the time. And right now, rents are rising. I always raise the rents on my tenants. It's an investment. It should produce.
Absolutely. And that's what capitalism's all about. Listen, I don't like the fact that people are being priced out of their homes, but what you want to do is avoid that situation by becoming a homeowner yourself. Do you know that 60% of American households are homeowners? 60%.
That's a good number.
It's a good number.
Is that a record? Is it up?
No, actually It's down. It was 69%.
Oh, wow.
So, but listen, 60% of people are homeowners. Why aren't you one of those homeowners? Let me help fix it. Rent control is owning your own home and getting a 30-year fixed rate. Your mortgage payment will never go up. And listen, do you expect that your rents are going to be higher in another 10 years? Like a whole lot higher.
Along with prices.
Along with everything else. But we can fix that. How would you like to fix your gas price and say, you know what, gas is $3 a gallon. No matter if it goes to $2.50 or $7, I only pay $3. That's what a fixed rate mortgage is.
Yep.
It's you're safe.
Well, the first step is for somebody to call you, and then we'll get them out looking.
And that's all you have to do is pick up your phone and dial it. I mean, all you have to do is push little buttons now. You don't even dial anything anymore. You just call 407-250-9144 or go to my website at webringyouhome.com. Register for my events at webringyouhome.com, introducing Hometown Heroes and construction perm lending for the next month. And if I'm going to tell you, you want to get in these programs, I'll show you how to get property, negotiate the best deal. And I want to thank our listeners for listening today. A beautiful Saturday, out looking at property, working around the house, and thinking about Cleve and Bruce. Isn't that nice?
That's good. And also, I want to tell you, we had our movie night, Top Gun, Maverick.
Phenomenal.
Go see it. Phenomenal movie.
Yep. All right, Cleve Loveland, 407-352-8118. That's 407-352-8118. 8118 or the Loan Arranger, CrossCountry Mortgage at 407-250-9144, 407-250-9144, or webringyouhome.com. Have a blessed weekend, and don't forget to tune into my show tomorrow at 11 o'clock, same station.